It's 6 o'clock. I'm calling this meeting to order. It's the Cedar Creek Township Board meeting on Tuesday, October 11, 2022 at 6 o'clock, just a little tiny bit before. We are meeting at the Cedar Creek Township Hall. I'm going to apologize a little bit. It's been a long day. Andy and I have both been at a meeting starting at 7. I'm sure Andy was there even earlier than I was. It started at 7:30 this morning and went until a little bit before 4:30. And so we skedaddled from there to here, and it was an intense meeting about making Muskegon County work better together. So that's what we were doing today. So I apologize if I sound a little bit frazzled. I am. So with that, I'm going to go forward. Let's see. Mr. Skinner, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The meeting will be posted on our website within the next few days. Clerk Bidwell, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Wright,
Here.
Treasurer Heather, here. Jarvis, here. Supervisor Arts,
Here.
Trustee Beeman,
Here.
Jamie.
Thank you. This is Jamie's first time with us. I'm going to introduce him. First of all, we have the public, as everyone, I think everyone has been with us before, so you know that you will have 2 opportunities to present tonight. If you look on your agendas, you have 2 minutes. One is public comments on agenda items only, and later on you will see it's public comments on anything that concerns you of interest to Cedar Creek Township. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce you to Jamie Bidwell. Jamie has been appointed as Cedar Creek Township Clerk. She will hold the position until noon of November 2022. After the November 8th election, the newly elected clerk's votes must be certified by the State Board of Canvassers. That individual will be seated at our December board meeting. So, and then with us as well, we have Brian Beeman. So, and Brian was appointed at our last meeting, so welcome. Brian is the new trustee. And Brian is with us until November 20 of 2024. So welcome both of you. So thank you. Okay, I have a couple little additions here. We have with us James DeWald, and Jim is our bookmobile librarian, and so I need to add that to the agenda. There was a little bit of confusion there. I wasn't certain that Jim was going to be with us this evening, and he is going to talk with us a little bit about the bookmobile, the services of the bookmobile. And a lot of people don't know all that the bookmobile library has to offer. And for those of you who have not had an opportunity to go out and see the bookmobile, Jim will give you an opportunity to take that tour. He drove it out here for us to see. So I'd like to add that to the agenda. So if I could have that motion, I'd appreciate it.
Motion to add to the agenda.
Could I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Where would you like to add, Jim?
Thank you, Heather. I would like to add Jim right after the agenda so he doesn't have to stay, because he does have to travel.
Okay.
Is there any concern regarding that?
Nope.
All right. then motion carries. I would like to add just one other thing with respect to the agenda. There is a correction. Because there's been a change in clerks, we've had also somewhat of an upheaval in duties, and Heather and I have been taking over some of the clerk duties. I did the board regular minutes, and I made a mistake on the date, and so it's actually September 6th for the regular minutes. Heather did the special minutes, and that's September 12th. So if you would make that correction on the agenda, I would appreciate it. That's the only change that I have to the agenda. Okay, Mr. DeWald, if you would like to come up here.
Linda likes to call me Mr. DeWald or James. I'm Jim. I'm the bookmobile guy. It is nice to meet all of you. I know some of you guys. I recognize a lot of you. For those of you who don't, I drive the big green machine for the Muskegon Area District Library. It is the most fun job ever. It's a mobile library, and I get to be 10 years old playing with a big green Tonka truck in the sand. It is so much fun. I absolutely love it. Just to let you know, it is a full library. The collection is very pared down because I've only got room for about 1,500 items on board. But we have everything that a library offers. We do interlibrary loans. We have printing. We have computers, internet computers that you can use. Basically, anything that you can get at a regular library, I have on board. And it's the mission of the bookmobile to go to, well, places like this that don't have their own library branch. And I'm here every other Wednesday. I think my next time here will be next Wednesday the 19th between 3 and 5. I know Linda's been hitting up Facebook kind of hard with when we're going to be here. And the response here has been pretty good so far. So this is something your tax dollars pay for. This is, it's a service that Muskegon Area District Library decided to, I think it was about 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. They got things they got things rolling, and so it's been on the road since August of last year, so that's 14 months. So it's been very successful. I do between 25 and 40 stops a month, and the shortest stop is about 45 minutes, and the longest one I think is 4 hours. So it is just absolutely wonderful. I love providing service to areas in Muskegon County that don't have service. So, are there any questions?
Jim, would you tell people that about they can request, they can...
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Interloan to me, because I'm a librarian, means that you can request something from another library. What happens is, if you want the new Stephen King or the new Danielle Steele or the new Pigeon book by Mo Willems, you can come on board. Because I have limited space, I don't have a lot of that stuff with me. But because we belong to the Lakeland Library Cooperative, what I can do is I can put your library card into the system and request that book be sent to the bookmobile, and then in 2 weeks when I come back, I'll have it waiting on the hold shelf for you. So you may have to wait a little bit for it, but you can at least get it that way, and it makes it a little more convenient. And that way you don't have to go on Amazon and buy more books. Yes?
Do you also do library cards? Mine
Yes.
expired. Okay.
Yep, we do library cards. Like I said, it is a full-service library. We do everything that the big libraries can do, so.
Nancy, Jim will do that for you this evening.
Yep, I can take care of that this evening.
If you go out with him tonight,
Yeah.
he will give you a new
Yes.
library card.
And anybody who hasn't been on board the bookmobile, I'd love for you to come out and just take a look. There's no pressure. Just, pretend you're all 5 years old. You can touch everything. You can look at everything. Don't worry about anything. Just take a look. And because, like I said, this is something the Muskegon Area District Library is very proud of. This is it's one of the very most public things that we do. The response that I've gotten as the bookmobile driver, as the bookmobile librarian, since I took over in February has just been amazing. Every time I'm driving somewhere, I see people waving, and what's really cool is not only the little ones come on in the summertime and say, oh, you came to my school. It's really amazing that people my age and a little older come on and say, I remember the bookmobile at this cul-de-sac I lived in Norton Shores, or at this school I went to, or this church parking lot. And it's just absolutely amazing. And the cool part for me is that I'm now part of the legacy of the bookmobile, helping move it forward. And that's something that it really humbles me to say that, but it's also very exciting because I'm moving it forward. So that's really cool. I could talk about this for like hours and hours. I won't, so.
And I serve on the library board, and I do have to say, we are all very, very proud of this bookmobile. We worked long and
Yeah.
hard to make this happen. Everyone loves Jim. The children love Jim. The adults love Jim. And I'm just going to say it because I had many conversations with Jim. He doesn't look like a typical librarian.
You're welcome. There you go.
And I think that's one of the things that children warm up to him,
Yeah.
because he doesn't look like you expect.
I don't have, glasses with the thing and, the big ribbon holding him here and a bun in my hair.
So it's fun, and he makes them feel very, very comfortable when they go out, and, he can help them find any books. I know Ethan, when he goes out, they
Yeah.
talk coin collections, and so it's not just about books, it's about services,
Yep.
it's about
Yep.
anything that you can think of, the library can help bring to our door right here at Cedar Creek Township. We're very, very proud of this bookmobile and Jim.
Absolutely.
So.
It's wonderful. Yes.
Another thing a lot of people don't realize is they can get movies, shows,
Yes.
and video games.
Yes. Yep.
And for those of us that don't have real good internet and we can't stream the latest
Yeah.
movie, it's cool to be able to order it
Yeah.
and borrow it and,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know the bookmobile is kind of set up, about 80% of our use is kids. And so I have, most of it is set up with kids' books, kids' movie stuff geared to kids. Because I know that when a kid comes on board, they want to leave with a book. And many times it doesn't even matter what kind of book, they just want a book. Big people will say, well, I want the new Danielle Steele, okay? Big people can they're more willing to wait 2 weeks for that specific title to come on board. And so that's kind of why we've done it that way. That was a decision that got made because, like I said, 80% of the people that come on there are kids. And it's very important for me, professionally and as a person, to make sure that as many kids in Muskegon County have books in their hands as possible. That's my own personal thing.
There's some free books on there too.
And there's even a little tub of free books, although the free books are kind of getting thin. So if you have any kids' books in your house that you don't need anymore,
I do.
drop them off, and I will pick them up, and we will rehome them to somebody else who needs them. So.
So with that said too, we the Asyncs gifted us with toys.
Yeah.
And at our last book stop here, last Wednesday,
Yeah, last
time is all
Wednesday.
running together here. Each child, we give them to each child the first time they stop at the bookmobile. They were given a toy, and we're going to do that again the next bookmobile stop. That's what that black bag is
Yeah.
there. So if the child comes again this next bookmobile stop, if it's a child new to the bookmobile and they didn't get a toy the last time, they will be a child 2 to 8 years old, they'll be able to have a toy. So we want to encourage play and reading,
Yep.
and that's what this is about. So it's a great idea. The bookmobile is full of wonderful things, and the Asings are here in our township, and great things happen in Cedar Creek, so.
Yep, and this is one of my favorite stops to do, because I get to check in with Linda, because, you know, she's also technically one of my big bosses, because I work for the library, and
Okay.
she's on the board, but anyhow. no,
Okay,
no.
now we know.
I always mess with her about that. It's just, it is one of my favorite stops, because the need up here is very real, and, you know, I'm serving a lot of people in this community that don't want to go to Holton, or they don't want to drive all the way to Apple Avenue to find a library, and, you know,
So,
convenience is king these days, and here we are. So, if anybody would like to come out and have just a little look around, I'll be here for another 10 or 15 minutes, and,
thank you
know,
so much,
feel
Jim.
free. All right, you're welcome.
Appreciate
As
it.
always, Linda.
Thank you.
And this is a good part of the meeting to miss, because it's my report. It's not very interesting.
Nancy, really, if you want to go do it, you're just going to miss Heather's treasurer's report. Go out there and get your library card.
Just got rid of me.
You're not gonna miss nothing.
I just don't want you to miss that opportunity.
You just want me to go terrorize you.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, are you ready?
I'm ready,
Okay.
sorry, I didn't
Go to minutes
want
next,
to.
right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We're skipping.
Minutes first.
No. Yes.
Oh, I did, oh,
Yep.
we have to review the minutes. It's just, that wasn't what I put in front of, I skipped the minutes and put your report in front of the minutes. I told you I was a little flustered today. Okay, you do have in front of, I didn't, but everyone else has their minutes in front of them. So, if you've had a few minutes, I did review them. Heather sent the September 12 minutes to me, so I did sneak a few minutes during my meeting today to look those over. And since I wrote the other ones, I reviewed those.
I'll move to approve the September 6th regular meeting minutes and the September 12th special meeting minutes.
I'll support.
All right. Does anyone have any edits or concerns regarding these minutes? All right, then, with that said, could I have a voice vote on these, please?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. And that was everyone, so motion carries. All right, Heather, I'm sorry.
That's totally fine. Our September 1st, 2022 beginning general fund balance was $1,424,130.93. Revenues totaled $33,149.92. Expenditures totaled $26,789.94, leaving an ending balance of $1,430,490.91.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Heather?
I have none.
I do not.
Okay, then we all had a chance to review Heather's packet, so I appreciate you preparing that for us, Heather. We will place your report on file. Thank you very much. All right, I'm just gonna put this down here. All right. Jamie, disbursements. Do you have anything other than the regular monthly bills for us?
No.
No, okay. May I please have a motion to pay the regular monthly bills?
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
All right, any questions or discussions? All right, Ms. Bidwell, since we're spending money, may I please have a roll call vote on this?
Right?
Yes.
Jarvis? Yes. Arts?
Yes.
Beeman?
Yes.
Jamie? Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Correspondence. Clerk Bidwell, do you have any correspondence that needs addressing?
Not this time.
Okay, any other board members? I do not either. All right, public comments, agenda items only. Anyone? Twice? 3 times? All right, moving on to unfinished business. Now, this is one we've been waiting for a long time. So this is our school resource officer. Members of the board have had an opportunity to review the proposed 3-year contract for the school resource officer. Last month, Dr. Bain put out a family newsletter, and that is in the back of the table there. So if you would like to, there's a Q&A, questions and answers about this topic. So if you would like to take that, I encourage you to do so. We've been considering this, I think, a long time, right, Captain Brown? I mean, it seems like since last February. That's
We've
what's.
been working on it for a long time, but we've been talking about it for years.
And members of the community have been solidly in favor of this. In fact, members of the community actually stood up and said, just pay for this program. So, which really leads us to believe that this is something that the members of our community want. And our planning commission did a survey, and one of the questions in this survey, it's a 5-year planning process that we need to do, and one of the questions was how interested or how important is crime prevention, and it was there. Lorraine, what did you say? Would say at least 200 people responded to this.
Probably.
Yeah, the stack is thick, so it feels like at least 200 people responded to it. And I started looking through those surveys, and at least the people responded very important or important. I saw 2 people that said no opinion. 1 person said unimportant. So that tells you what the community feels like, that they really feel police protection is important to this community. So I think with that said, I don't think we need to talk about an introduction to this any further. Blue Lake Township supported this program. Holton Public, Heather and I went, and Captain Brown went to Holton Public Schools. They unanimously supported this program. I think with that said, I'd like a motion authorizing the supervisor to enter into an agreement on behalf of Cedar Creek Township to partner with Holton Public Schools and Blue Lake Township and the Sheriff's Department to hire a school resource officer, PINS Partnership in Neighborhood Safety Officer.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
All right. So is there any further discussion or concern regarding this? All right, because we are spending money on this, and we will have to have an additional vote after this, may I please have a roll call?
Treasurer Jarvis? Yes. Supervisor Arts?
Yes.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
Trustee Beeman?
Yes.
And Clerk Bidwell? Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. And Captain Brown, if you could tell us, congratulations, board. We've been working on this for a long time. If you would tell the members of the audience and our citizens how the county commission vote went today, I'd appreciate that.
Like Ms. Hart said,
the Blue Lake Township was unanimous, the school board was unanimous, now Cedar Creek is also unanimous. The county board, Courts Public Safety Committee met today, and that vote was 7-2 in favor. The only two that voted against it were Ms. Pego and Mr. Laring. Everyone else was for it. So that's kind of where we're at right now, but I'd also like to say thank you and congratulations to this board. I'm very proud to say this is so unanimous in this area, because that kind of support is rarely found. And when you're working on something like this that involves 3 different entities, it is hard to make that happen. So everybody has to agree on things. Like, we started out with Holton Township being part of this, and their financial situation just wouldn't allow them to do it. So it never got past anything past the financial part of it. They just didn't have the money to do much. So this is a big deal, and the last time we had a officer in the school, we had a wonderful result. We had lower truancy rates, we had better student scores, we had less crime in the area. It's amazing what the impact can be on an entire community, and this is a very, very positive thing. If you look at the schools that have them, you have Fruitport, Mona Shores, Reese Puffer, Orchard View, Whitehall, City Muskegon. They all have them. This is the first one in the Sheriff's Department's area. We have had school resource officers before, one in Holton and one in Ravenna. That has been probably 20 years ago. So it's good to see it coming back and making an impact. And I think the success of it from in the past is remembered by people that are leaders in our community today, and they realize how invaluable it was to them as kids, and they want to do that same thing for their kids.
So is this the final step now? Or does it have to go to another step with the county commission?
All right, so this has one more step to go. The boards are all proven now, so we're waiting for the county board, full board meeting to meet on this, which I think is the 18th?
Okay.
Don't quote me on the date, but so once that's approved, then we're fully green-lighted. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for all your help on this. I know it's been a difficult journey, so we really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next one is
Budget amendment.
the budget amendment. So now that we now have to have a budget amendment to ensure that the money comes from the appropriate fund. So may I please have a motion that the board authorize up to, and I want to make sure that I'm using the right number here. After last night, I'm not sure which number I want to use.
I would say we should authorize up to the highest possible amount for the first year.
And that could be 50,
$41,971.73.
okay.
There is, do you want to talk about the grant?
Well, are you thinking that's the right number, Captain Brown?
I thought it was 51,000.
51, I think.
That says year 3.
No, but
Can I see that?
Yeah.
when I listened to Adam talk about that last night, he said it was ranked based on the seniority of the individual.
Yes, but this is projected out. So the first year would be $41,971.73. That's for your first year.
Okay. So, and we budget only based on 1 year, even though we'll do 3 years, that we just go 1 year at a time. So thank you for that. So it is $41,971.73 for the school resource officer. That amount could be impacted by potential grant funds, but we want to budget based on the highest possible amount.
May I interject real quick?
Pardon?
that number is also, could be adjusted based on what the final numbers are by county payroll. Right, so there could be an adjustment. I know that they're settling contracts, some contract stuff right now, which
Okay.
is gonna result in some small increase, like maybe 3%.
Okay,
So there could be a little adjustment to that, but it won't be a lot.
okay, okay. And we knew that, and as Superintendent Bain said last night, he's going to do his level best to secure the grant, but he is one of a number of individuals applying for this grant. So whenever you apply for a grant, you pray, for lack of a better word, that you're going to get it. So it's never assured that you'll get it. So we can't bank on it. That's why we're going to use the highest number that we've been provided. So that's all we are able to do. So may I have a motion to authorize us to go up to 41, assuming that is the number we're given right now. It may vary somewhat, $41,971.73 for the PINS officer, school resource officer.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Support.
Any discussion or concern regarding this? All right, since we're spending money, may I have a roll call vote on this, please?
Trustee Beeman?
Yes.
Bidwell? Yes. Treasurer Jarvis?
Yes.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
And Supervisor Epps?
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, now we're going to discuss the playground equipment, which has been long awaited for. And before I turn this over to Treasurer Jarvis, who has been spearheading this, I need to explain our Cedar Creek Township purchase process. For all large purchases and for grant purchases, we require 3 bids. In this case, however, we have a unique situation. Heather and Cindy Briggs, her deputy, have done a considerable amount of research into this process. They've been looking at different suppliers, and they began looking for playground equipment and found exactly what they wanted. When they did that, they discovered that this particular supplier came with a significant grant attached to it. Herein lies the dilemma on this. Do they seek out 3 bids, or do they go after the one that has a grant attached to it? We have budgeted $45,000 already for our Parks and Rec fund, which we have not yet spent for this fiscal year. We also have ARPA funds available, which federally could be earmarked for community parks. So we have waited for a long time to bring playground equipment to the children of Cedar Creek Township, and we'd like to do that before they start driving. So.
Nice. I said that yesterday.
So Bob and I have also been talking about this, and really, we've been talking since I came in 2019 about this playground, and it's been something that Heather has long wanted. Her children have been out here. We have children who come from Holton Athletic.
Holton Youth Softball uses our
Yeah.
fields.
And so it's not just Cedar Creek children, it's many children who come and use this, and it's heavily used out here. So it's not just the children who play softball, it's their families. We want this to be used. So what I ask of you is for a motion to release us from this 3-bid process so that they can secure this bid from.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Just shut up, Lyndon.
Well, I didn't say that.
All right, thank you. Any concerns or further discussion regarding this? All right, since we're concerned funds, may I please have a roll call vote on this as well?
Treasurer Jarvis?
Yes.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
Supervisor Arts?
Yes.
Trustee Beeman?
Yes.
And Clerk Bidwell, yes.
Okay. Now, Heather, I'm going to turn it over to you to discuss the rest of
Okay.
this, please.
One major reason why we wanted the playground was for safety. Anyone who's got kiddos playing softball over here or at practices has seen these kids don't have anywhere to play. They're playing in the dirt. They're running around where cars are pulling in and out, and we're just really concerned that someone is going to get hurt. So we want to give them a safe place where they can play, away from parking, and still be supervised by adults, but have their own safe space. Cindy and I, as Linda said, we researched different companies. The company that we decided to go with is Sinclair Recreation. They came highly recommended by Holton Public Schools, the Village of Fruitport, and Laketon Township. We've been working with Jeremy Bozeman. He came out here to the park in August. He walked around with us. We gave him a tour. He gave us his insight into the best type of equipment that we could have out here for our use. And if you look in front of you, and there were some in the back, I didn't print a lot because I didn't want to use up all of Cheryl's ink. So if you can kind of just pass them around, there's a few different pictures of the piece of equipment that we've chosen. It's beautiful, it's all inclusive, it's ADA compliant. I only printed, you guys will have to share.
I have.
You have your own,
Yeah.
and Bob and I can share.
Right.
There is also, as she said, there's a fall grant program from the manufacturer, which is Game Time. They will pay 100% matching funds for the structure. The township is gonna pay for the installation, surface material, and freight, but, and those costs are included in our proposal. But this grant is going to save us almost $40,000. So, Sinclair said they can install the equipment next spring or summer. And it's good stuff, it's high quality, it's gonna last for decades, it's gonna be a long-term investment for our community. So with that being said, I would like to ask for a motion to purchase this piece of playground equipment for our park.
Support.
Where's it going?
Oh, so if you wanna look here, and I can pass this around too.
We have
It's-
13.6 acres.
Yep, we have 13.6 acres. And the location that the Parks and Rec Committee thought would be good, and also that Jeremy from Sinclair, when we did our tour, he agreed that was the best spot. I'll pass this around, but it's off the road, it's away from the parking. You can stand here and watch the kids play on the playground, and you can still watch your other kids playing softball. So,
Can you pass that around?
it's also, yeah, if you want to. It's also far enough away that we don't have to worry about a fly ball hitting anybody. And
Nancy took a couple with her.
yeah. Okay. So you made the motion. Did anybody have any questions? Okay. Discussion.
Okay, does anyone have any further discussion regarding this?
No.
Okay, since we are spending money again, then we will need a roll call vote on this.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
Treasurer Jarvis?
Yes.
Clerk Bidwell, yes. Trustee Beeman?
Yes.
And Supervisor Arts?
Yes, motion carries.
Can I?
Yes.
At the beginning of the fiscal year, we budgeted $45,000 for Parks and Rec capital outlay. I would like to ask for a budget amendment of up to $50,000 to pay for the additional cost of the equipment with our ARPA funds.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
A second.
Any questions or concerns? Okay, we need, we'll need, since we're spending money again, we need a roll call vote.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
Treasurer Jarvis?
Yes.
Clerk Bidwell? Yes. Trustee Beeman?
Yes.
Supervisor Arts?
Yes, motion carries. And thank you very much. Thank you. We're gonna have a playground, folks.
Yeah.
There's pictures going around.
And she did start this in 17.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was beginning to think maybe my grandkids could use it. So this is very exciting. I do have a Parks and Rec update too, if you
Oh,
want to
yes,
hear that
please,
now.
yes.
Okay.
Do your Parks and Rec update.
Okay, so the Parks and Rec Committee met last week. In addition to the playground equipment, we discussed the potential location, which we just talked about, and also the current parking situation. Our parking situation is not great, especially during softball games. And we have lots here around the building, but people tend to just park along the road. And we're thinking that possibly these guardrails that are along the parking lots, that people are seeing those as a barrier to the park, not realizing that they could park here and then just walk over to the fields. So we talked to Jeff Ream, who is the building inspector. He verified the guardrails are not required. We can remove at least some of them and have an open pathway to get to those ball fields. We also thought that some signage would be good so that people know this is where you should park for the game or to use the park. We also have a parking lot across the street here that does not get used. If people know they could park there, they probably would. So we'd like to do some signage. And we're just really excited about the future of the park. We want to do, our next projects we're hoping will be a pavilion and a walking trail. We were also approached with an idea to build a ball field for children with disabilities. That's going to be a huge project and it will require grant funding, but it's something that we would like to see in our future. So, oh, and we're also working on senior Millage to do some things for seniors like pickleball courts possibly.
So good things are happening for this park.
Mhm.
So it just takes time, money, and community involvement. So, all of which we have. That's one thing about Cedar Creek. We may not have, well, we do have time is probably in short supply for all of us, but we have proven that we do have community involvement, which a lot of other townships don't have. And kudos to us for stepping up to the plate for that. So thank you all. All right, moving on to new business. Lorraine is here to help us muddle through this. The Planning Commission met. So you have in front of you, board members, ordinance number 2022-08, an ordinance to amend miscellaneous chapters of the zoning ordinance. This ordinance updated the illegal dwellings, section 3.11, and outdoor storage of recreational vehicles and heavy equipment in residential zones in section 3, in residential zones in section 3.22. It also added the word blight to the title in section 3.24. The Planning Commission has reviewed the document and made the necessary and appropriate changes, and it is recommending that the board approve these. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
All right, any further discussion or concerns? All right. So with that said, I think we just need a voice vote on this.
All in favor, say
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. It was unanimous. Okay, the next one is ordinance number 2022-00. And Lorraine has maps for us because I did not find mine. And this is the Cedar Creek Township zoning map, amending the change to rezone the front portion of, the parcel is named in your
It's 2400
zoning.
Bain, if that helps.
Okay. Bain Road from Ag to R2, which is low-density residential. And the map is in front of you. Lorena's given you that information now.
It's just to rezone the small piece they want to divide off,
Okay.
which is shown on the second page of what, no, the second page of what I just gave you shows the proposed land division.
Okay.
The small piece is highlighted.
And the Planning Commission is recommending that the board approve this.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right. May I have a roll call vote on this, please?
Trustee,
No, the roll call is just yay.
Oh.
nay. Okay.
all in favor? Yay.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, it's unanimous. Motion carries. Thank you. I didn't ask if there was any concern on that, but was there? Okay, all right. Then one other quick piece of business. I also met with Jonathan Wilson today, Bob, so.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, it says discuss DTE expansion grant. It is not quite a DTE expansion grant. It is a, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone so I can, it is a low carbon energy infrastructure enhancement and development grant.
That's not what he called it when I talked to
Yeah,
him,
well,
but
it is,
that's fine.
we would have to apply for it. He sent me the link. So, but he says that he feels strongly that, it's not through DTE, but he feels that, we would have an excellent, we qualify, and, it is to bring more gas to communities like Cedar Creek, rural communities like Cedar Creek Township. And as you know, it makes a big difference. Having gas in our homes cuts down the cost substantially, and people are, if you want to move from wood or propane, the cost is very low to burn gas, and people clamor for it, but they don't have the opportunity to have it. And the cost is initially quite substantial, but once you pay for it, the cost is actually much lower. So I'm going to be looking into this, but we need to act on it as a board, because it really is about bringing information to the people. And if they don't know about it, that's the problem. It's also, we found in bringing DTE to the community, and Bob knows this well, he did a lot of footwork to help the people understand the program. And as we did bring the gas to the people, there was a lot of misunderstanding about what they had to do, and how to hook up. And we did a lot of legwork on here in the township, as Lorraine well knows too. There's a lot of permitting involved, and
Who's doing what?
yeah, who actually does what. And people want to do it themselves, and you can do some of it yourself if you know what you're doing. And
But
so,
you still have to have a permit.
yeah, you still have, but they
And
don't
it's gotta
think,
be inspected, of
people
course.
don't think they need permits, and they don't think they need inspections, and so there's all kinds of things in terms of education that we need to do. So anyway, that's why there needs to be board involvement. So with that said, I think I would like this motion to, because it is a grant that we need to seek. So if we're interested in doing this, I would like a motion to.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
What motion? She didn't even finish.
Do we want to pursue the low carbon energy infrastructure enhancement and development grant?
I'll support.
Nice.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right. Voice vote.
Trustee Wright?
Yes.
That's just yay or nay.
Oh. Sorry. Yay or nay? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, I will pursue that then. All right, I'm going to do, could we do public comments first, please? Because we have people who want to get out of here. And I know Jenny is anxious to get out of here. Does anyone object to that?
No.
No, that's
Okay.
Thank you. You want me to?
Please, if you wouldn't mind, Jenny.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm Jenny McNeil. I'm running for 14th Circuit Court Judge. Move more. Is that you got it? All right, thanks. I'm Jenny McNeil running for 14th Circuit Court Judge. There are 2 open seats on the ballot, you'll see. I am running against Jason Kokoma. The other race is Judge Pittman and Matt Kasel. So I come to you asking for your support and for your votes from you and from your community. I bring integrity, I bring experience, and I bring community to the bench. Integrity is important. A circuit court judge makes decisions regarding felony cases for criminal people who commit crimes, does family court for our most vulnerable people, our neglect and abuse, our juvenile cases, and also does civil cases over $25,000. I bring years of experience. I've been an attorney for over 25 years. The last 5, I've been a family court referee. That is a judicial officer who makes decisions for children who commit crimes, for the neglect and abuse cases, custody, child support, parenting time. I have a full docket. I make decisions every day for the people of this county. Before I became a referee, I represented thousands of individuals in this county with all sorts of cases that a circuit court judge does. And I also bring the community. I've been very involved in the community. I spent 18 years on the board of Every Woman's Place. Domestic violence is a passion of mine. I was chair of the Domestic Violence Task Force here. That's why I know Captain Brown and a lot of other officers and people involved in the community. Just a lot of different agencies that I've been involved in over the years because I think it's important. I'm excited. I'm really excited you guys are bringing that school officer. I think that's a great idea. Like I said, I do the kids who commit crimes, the juvenile cases. So having a school officer, I think you'll find will be very beneficial. So I'm really excited that you're doing that. And again, those are the kinds of things I think are important and that I would bring to the bench. The collaboration, just that I've done for years, we bring that to the bench because I think everyone needs to work together. We got a lot of problems. We got a lot of crime, whether it's juveniles, adults. We have a lot of issues we can address, but we can do that as a community, and that's what I bring. So again, Jenny McNeil, and I ask for your vote and support. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. Appreciate you coming. Anyone else would like to speak? Yes, sir.
I am Andy O'Reilly. I live at 6420 Fisk Road in Twin Lake here. I also am on the Planning Commission as well as something else. What is it?
Zoning
You're
Board of
a-
Thank you.
Appeals.
ZBA. My titles are vast. I
Want us to
can't.
throw a couple more out there?
Right.
Council Chair?
Other
For the
duties,
township,
other duties as
other
assigned.
duties include, I take care of our Facebook page and some of the engagement that you've seen through that. And we did a dog thing a couple weeks ago, National Dog Day I think it was. And we had some fun with people there just sharing pictures of their dogs, and we gave away a dog grooming down here to right at the end of 120. Next is going to be fall pictures. And I figured the cheapest way to get some labor was to get a $50 gift card, which Linda's got right there. So starting Thursday, you're welcome to submit your fall pictures of Cedar Creek, and we're gonna archive those and use those in, in the future to show Cedar Creek and how nice it is around here. So snap a picture or two and throw it up on Facebook, and I'll archive them on the computer, and at the end of the weekend, we'll pick a random winner from everybody and give them a $50 gift card. Cheap labor. Worked out good. With that, I thought I'd talk a little bit about Facebook too, if I can have maybe an extra minute, if I need it.
You may.
It's been, we have a growth, we need to grow our Facebook group, right? Because we've got 400 some odd people that follow the official Cedar Creek Facebook page. When did I take it over? Maybe 6 months ago, ballpark?
Yeah, well, maybe a little longer than that.
Something like that, but about for a year-to-year average right now, I'm looking at it, and our little page here that's run, we're up 515% of activity on our Facebook page. And that's engagement where we can save a lot of money getting people to communicate with us other than having to mail them things. That's all free. And it's interactive, and we can talk to them one-on-one right there and now and answer their questions on there. And it doesn't cost us anything, and it's really a great way to engage. And with the survey that we did, we can get that to them immediately. Now, we've got an older population too. We're not going to be able to get rid of mail anytime soon. But with the digital trend and the way that we can move things forward like that and see that kind of engagement, not only can we share our message about what goes on in Cedar Creek, like playground equipment and good things happen in our tire drive. We did a little recap video of the day of the tire drive here, and that's been seen almost 9,000 times now. Wow. So that's a television show. I mean, that's a lot of people watching what's happening right here in Cedar Creek. And if I look at this in a 10-year plan and watch Muskegon County continue to grow and think about our future here and everything we want, from better cable to police protection to more natural gas coming to our house and stuff like that, we need to image what this community is like. And that's what my goal is here, is to show us in that better light. Do I want to pack us with all this housing and everything? No, not at all. But I want to make us look like the next shiny penny in Muskegon County, and it's not hard to do. So with that, we're going to continue that growth momentum, hopefully. With that, if you're not on the official Cedar Creek Facebook page, please do. Over a year, we're up 87% visits to that, and it's just little stuff like show us your dog, show us your backyard with the leaves, and all that stuff. It adds relevance and it adds ownership to our community because people will buy into that just through that page. So give us a like on that Facebook page and share anything you see there. So it's fun. Thank you. That's my time.
Thank you very much. Just so you know, Andy, I talked about that during our meeting today, how happy I would be or how I would jump for joy when we got 1,000 hits on one of your Facebook posts. And when we got 8,000 on the tire drive event or the fire, the fire grant, that was a monumental hit too. And that's incredible. So kudos to you.
If I could add, just from over here, not at the podium, one of the key factors that we deal with in Muskegon County is lack of communication. I go to every corner of every part of this county and I hear the same thing. Muskegon Heights thinks everybody hates them. Holton thinks everybody hates them. Everybody thinks everybody hates them because we don't hear from each other. All it takes is open channels of communication between all of us. And if Cedar Creek can get the word out by just saying, hey, have a nice day or something fun on Facebook, or look at our dogs and look at this beautiful land we live in, it quiets everything down. It's just so simple to do. That's all there is to it.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
You're
It's hard to follow.
He is a hard act to follow.
I have a couple things, and I'm going to save the last one because it's kind of something that we might want to talk about. Captain Brown, I understand you're retiring, and I hope you're not leaving the area because you've done a great service here, and we really appreciate all you've done, top to bottom. I haven't known you in a long time, but you're a class act, so
I'd like to remind everybody there's an election coming up, as Ms. McNeil has let us know. Hope you see our absentee ballots in the mail soon. Thank you very much for the playground research and all the work you've done with that. I think it's fantastic. My grandkids are 2, 5, 5, and 8, so before they drive. With that being said, I would love it if there was a master park plan that was like we have our master plan for the township. I'd like to see the same kind of thing for the park. So moving forward, we know we're gonna do step this, step that, step that. You know, it's gonna come in pieces, I know, and I think it'd be nice if we could see what those pieces look like. So, plow truck, it's October, and I know we got a budget item. We're supposed to get a new plow truck because ours is unsafe. I've driven it, it is unsafe, and it's not any fun to drive. I'd like to hear something about that soon. And my last thing was pickleball. And if I could sit on this for just a second, I just got back from Chicago at noon today, and I was at a golf course, Medina Country Club, which is a state-of-the-art they hosted the Ryder Cup a couple years ago, PGA Tour golf course, and it is a country club like you have never seen in your life. The old security guard at the gate welcoming you, and when it says 15 miles an hour, they mean it, and you don't want to drive any faster. It's just beautiful to drive through. But one of the main things they're doing now, pickleball. They have got beautiful pickleball courts, all fenced in, security and everything. They've even got a clubhouse for their pickleball courts. It's big. So I encourage you to pursue that. I'd like to play, I think, if I could. I think it'd be something I'd be interested in. So I encourage you to continue that, even if it's at the expense of the basketball court. Things seen today. Whatever we have to do, I would definitely encourage y'all to keep chasing that dream. So.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I would like to echo the sentiment for the pickleball court.
Well, that's good to hear. That is great feedback.
Yes, I don't play pickleball, never have, but I would like to try also. But I do see that with the boomers getting older, that these types of activities are going to get bigger and bigger and used more and more. So I'll echo that sentiment. But I just want to say also thank you for the time that I've had working with this board, various members of it, and various subcommittees. As I look at retirement, I'm actually a pretty young guy to retire, but I've been doing this job for 31 years, and I've got other things I'm going to do, but I need to stay busy because I got a long way to go, I hope. But one of the fondest memories I leave, or that I keep with me as I leave employment, is working with this board and the people, whether we agreed or didn't agree. When you're in a leadership role and you're participating in making changes and trying to do the best, you don't please everyone. It's hard for them. It's been hard for me. But as a team, we've worked really well to try and get it right. And that doesn't mean everybody's happy, but everybody thinks that we're at least being fair and that we've vetted out the process. And this board, from Heather to Mr. Wright, to Linda, to your predecessors, man, they were great. You guys should really be proud of the people that are leading this community, because I am impressed and I am thankful to have had the opportunity to be with them. So thank you.
Thank you. I just can't say enough. Captain Brown has been there for us. I literally have him on speed dial, and I mean that. I have sent him texts, I email him, and whenever I need something, he's been right there for me. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I have offered a letter of endorsement wherever he goes. So if he needs it, it's there. So thank you so much for everything you've done for us. We really, really appreciate it. Don't go anywhere though. Stay local.
And you'll still call
I'll still call.
I'll still be available.
Anyone else from the public would like to say something? Okay, all right, then we'll move on to board comments. Board comments?
them. I have none.
I have a whole stack of thank you letters that I haven't sent out. They're not on formal stationery for the tire drive, so I will get them out this week, but I do want to thank everyone who volunteered for that. We did fill all 3 semis. I was paranoid that we weren't going to fill that 3rd trailer because we were going to have to pay for it if we didn't put 1 tire on that, if we didn't at least get that 1 tire. And we were able to fill all 3 of those semis, so thank you. We will be also doing a senior millage food bag program very soon. We're waiting to hear from Jack's Party Store. I'm not sure what, it's just Jack's. Everybody just knows it as Jack's. They're waiting for the final shipment of food. And as soon as that comes in, then we're going to, this hall will once again be loaded with senior millage food bags. And we'll be working with Andy, other duties as assigned, to notify our seniors 60 and over that the food bags are in. We're doing 2 drives this year, one in, they're going to be close together, one in October and one in December. So this year we're also going to add a toy to the bags. So Fred and Carrie Assink are putting a toy so seniors can, because we know how expensive groceries are. It's astronomical. Everybody is spending approximately $100 more a week for their groceries. So $400 a month, that is a lot for most seniors. And we know that that stretches their Christmas budget, and or what if they want to give a grandchild a birthday present. So Carrie and Fred are graciously donating toys. We're going to add a toy to each bag as well. So they can use it however they want. They can put it in under the Christmas tree or whatever they choose. So that's up to them. So those bags will be coming very soon, and we'll let you know through Facebook. But if you know someone who is 60 years or older and they're not on Facebook, we would ask you to take care of them by letting them know. And let us have their phone number if you would, because that's one way we can take care of that senior's needs. We can keep them informed through Facebook or through the phone if we can't notify them through Facebook. So that's one thing. And Andy was also talking about the corners of Muskegon County. The group that I sat on largely came about because of something that Andy said and something that happened to me. I registered for an event one time, and when I registered for the event, when I went there, they had no place for me at the table, because even though it was a Muskegon County event, they didn't know where Cedar Creek was. So it didn't feel like Muskegon to them. I didn't fit in Muskegon. Cedar Creek didn't fit in the box. So the table that I sat in was one of the 16 groups was, they called it 100 Days of Unity, but it's unifying Muskegon County. And how do we become better at being a community, making us all better at what we do. So how can we be a better Cedar Creek? How can we be a better Eggleston, a better Muskegon Charter Township, a better Muskegon Heights? Highlighting not the bad things that we do, but what are the really good things that make Cedar Creek, but unifying all of us so that we are, just as our playground is inclusive, our county is inclusive. And that's what our group is about. So, and Andy is going to be part of that by doing some video. He agreed. By doing some video shots as well. So that's what this group is about. And it's an important passion project, I would say. So that's my board piece. And I'm done. Pardon? Oh, there's how many bags are left?
One left now.
One bag left, and we still have some senior millage money set aside for apples. We thought we would do a few more. How much was that money? What was the dollar amount we did?
It's just over 400.
$3.90, I think,
It
was
was
the bags.
$3.90. So I set aside $760, I think, if that figure sits in my mind. And so I'd have to look at my grant. So we thought in a couple weeks we'd do some more apples. So we have to get that word out to our seniors 60 and over. If you want apples, we will do apples in 2 weeks again. So that's it. That's all she wrote, folks. I'm done. All right. Could I have a motion to adjourn?